One day, while playing with her son John, Anna suddenly notices something deeply disturbing. The way he looks at her feels completely wrong. His eyes aren't filled with the innocence of a little boy. Instead, they're cold, calculating, almost predatory, as if he's studying her with hidden intentions. The moment sends a chill down her spine. Startled, she quickly pulls away and tries to gather herself. But before she can question him, John instantly returns to his usual cheerful, innocent self, acting as though nothing happened. At first, Anna convinces herself she's overreacting. That night, after getting ready for bed, she settles into sleep. Suddenly, the bedroom door slowly creaks open. Standing there is John. In a soft, childlike voice, he asks if he can sleep beside her. Seeing nothing unusual, Anna smiles and agrees. But in the middle of the night, something terrifying happens. John's eyes suddenly snap open. Without making a sound, he slowly sits upright in bed. Then he reaches out and gently strokes Anna's face as she sleeps. And this is only the beginning. A few days later, the family hosts a birthday party at their house. Everything seems perfectly normal. At one point, Anna shares a quick hug with her husband. But when she turns around, she freezes. Across the room, John is staring directly at her. Not with affection, not with curiosity, with pure hatred. The expression on his face is so intense that it feels like he's looking at an enemy rather than his own mother. Again, Anna tries to brush it off. Kids do strange things, right? But later, while she's cleaning up cups in another room, John suddenly walks up beside her and quietly says, "Mom, I have to kill you." Anna's blood runs cold. She can hardly believe what she just heard. Before she can stop him and ask what he means, John suddenly darts away and switches off the hallway lights. The room plunges into darkness. Caught off guard, Anna trips and crashes to the floor. Since guests are still filling the house, she decides not to make a scene. But the feeling of unease refuses to go away. Not long afterward, she notices John standing in the distance again, staring at her with that same unsettling look. Determined to get answers, she follows him outside. Yet the moment she reaches the yard and watches him through the glass, John is once again acting like a perfectly normal child. Laughing, playing, smiling. The dramatic change in behavior leaves Anna deeply unsettled. The next morning, she tells her husband everything. The strange stares, the threats, the disturbing behavior. But her husband barely takes it seriously. According to him, John is just joking around. Kids have wild imaginations. He tells Anna to stop overthinking things and rushes off to work. Left alone, Anna tries to calm herself by playing the piano. But the moment she presses a key, a sharp pain shoots through her finger. Blood begins dripping onto the keys. Confused, she looks closer and is horrified to discover razor blades hidden between the piano keys. Someone intentionally planted them there. Immediately, she assumes John is responsible. Furious, she storms off to confront him. But before she can find him, a terrified scream suddenly echoes from the basement. John's scream. Without hesitation, Anna rushes downstairs. What she finds is alarming. John is slumped against the wall, pale as a ghost. When she touches him, his skin is ice cold. He's burning up with a severe fever. Panicked, Anna carries him upstairs and begins searching for a thermometer. While digging through a drawer, she discovers something disturbing. Several pieces of her missing personal clothing, items that had mysteriously disappeared weeks earlier. The discovery unnerves her, but John's condition is far more urgent. When she finally returns with the thermometer, she notices him whispering something under his breath. She leans in to listen. Suddenly, John's eyes fly open. A twisted grin spreads across his face. Then he bursts into bizarre laughter. The sudden shift leaves Anna emotionally exhausted, and things only get worse. As she searches the house, she discovers that a framed photograph of herself and her husband has been smashed on the floor. The glass is shattered, the picture ruined. She cleans up the mess and continues looking for John. But when she reaches the staircase, another terrifying incident occurs. As she turns around, she sees what appears to be a severed hand gripping a nearby bucket. Anna lets out a blood-curdling scream. Then she blinks, and the hand is gone, completely vanished. When she spots John hiding nearby, she becomes convinced he's somehow behind everything. That night, she tells her husband the entire story again. The razor blades, the threats, the visions, the severed hand. But once more, he dismisses her concerns. John is entering a rebellious phase. He says, "Kids act out, that's all." He urges Anna to stop making a big deal out of every little thing. Eventually, she begins questioning herself. Maybe she is imagining things. Maybe she's becoming paranoid. But that very night, she experiences something impossible. She wakes from a horrifying nightmare. In the dream, her bedroom door violently shakes. Then the severed hand appears. This time it's holding a knife. The hand lunges toward her and begins slashing wildly. Anna wakes up screaming. Her heart is racing. Then she notices something terrifying. Her pajamas have actual cuts across them. The damage from the dream is real. Somehow, the nightmare has followed her into reality. At that moment, Anna reaches a frightening conclusion. Maybe the problem isn't John. Maybe the problem is the house. Maybe the house itself is haunted. And almost immediately, that theory seems to prove itself. One day, while standing near a window, the heavy window blind suddenly crashes down without warning. It narrowly misses her head, just inches away from killing her. Now she's convinced. This house is dangerous. It's cursed. Desperate, she begs her husband to move, to leave immediately, to take their family somewhere safe. But he refuses. He's too busy with work. They'll talk about moving later. Then he leaves for the office again, abandoning Anna to face her fears alone. Alone in a house she now believes is haunted, Anna spends every moment on edge. Every creak, every shadow, every strange sound sends her heart racing. Then one day, a delivery arrives at the front door. A beautiful bouquet of flowers. At first, Anna smiles. She assumes it's a sweet surprise from her husband. Maybe he's finally trying to cheer her up. But the moment she opens the attached note, her smile vanishes. Written on the card is a cruel, taunting message. And according to the signature, it came from John. Instantly furious, Anna storms upstairs and bursts into her son's room. Without even giving him a chance to explain, she slaps him across the face and demands to know why he wrote something so disturbing. But John immediately breaks down in tears. He insists he didn't write it, again and again. He swears it wasn't him. For the first time, Anna begins to wonder if something much bigger is happening. Something she doesn't understand. Terrified, she decides it's time to seek professional help. The very next day, she takes John to see a psychologist. Maybe there's an underlying mental disorder. Maybe that's the explanation. After a long series of evaluations and tests, the doctor finally delivers the results. And they're completely unexpected. John appears perfectly healthy. No signs of violent tendencies. No psychological disorders. Nothing. In fact, based on his drawings and behavior, the doctor believes he's simply feeling lonely and emotionally neglected. He lacks a sense of security. That's all. As for the strange events Anna keeps experiencing, the psychologist offers a different explanation. Stress, anxiety, paranoia. According to the doctor, Anna's overwhelming mental strain may be causing vivid hallucinations. To help her cope, he prescribes medication designed to stabilize her condition. Anna desperately wants answers. So when she returns home, she immediately decides to take the medication. But something bizarre happens. No matter how hard she twists, the bottle won't open. She struggles with it repeatedly. Finally, she slips and cuts her hand. Frustrated, she bandages the wound. Then suddenly, a strange noise echoes from downstairs. A loud crash. Anna instantly assumes John is causing trouble again. She rushes downstairs, but before she can say a word, John quietly hands her a drawing. "Why, Mommy?" he asks. The moment Anna looks at the picture, her entire world begins to unravel. Because the drawing depicts something she desperately wanted to forget. A dark memory, a secret from her past. Years ago, Anna was married to a monster. Her first husband was violently abusive. Not only was he addicted to drugs, but he constantly pressured Anna to join him. The relationship became a nightmare. According to Anna's memory, things eventually reached a breaking point. Unable to endure any more suffering, she grabbed a knife and killed him. Afterward, she escaped with young John and eventually built a new life with her current husband. But now, looking at the drawing, those old memories come rushing back, and a horrifying possibility begins to form. What if everything happening in this house is connected to her dead ex-husband? What if he's come back for revenge? The thought completely consumes her. She's on the verge of a breakdown when suddenly someone places a hand on her shoulder. It's her husband. He's finally home. Desperate and terrified, Anna begs him once again. "Move. Leave this house, please." But her husband refuses yet again. He insists that everything she's experiencing is happening only inside her head. Then, hoping to calm her down, he retrieves a bottle of sleeping pills. He tells her she simply needs rest, a good night's sleep. What neither of them realizes is that someone has secretly switched the medication. The pills are fake, completely fake. Unaware of this, her husband gives Anna several doses and helps her into bed. Eventually she appears to fall asleep. Everything seems calm, normal, but later that night, something strange happens. Her husband quietly sneaks into the basement, armed with a metal crowbar. He approaches one section of the basement wall and begins smashing it repeatedly, again, and again, and again, as if something is hidden behind it, something he desperately needs to reach. Meanwhile, upstairs, Anna unexpectedly wakes up. The fake medication never worked. Hearing the sounds from below, she cautiously follows them into the basement. The moment her husband sees her standing there, panic flashes across his face. He's clearly terrified. Confused, Anna demands answers. Why isn't the medication working? What is he doing? And most importantly, what's hidden behind that wall? Realizing he can no longer keep the truth buried, her husband finally confesses everything. And the revelation changes the entire story. According to him, Anna's ex-husband's body is hidden behind the basement wall. Anna is stunned. She can't believe what she's hearing. But the truth gets even worse. The man she remembers killing was never killed by her. That memory is false, a hallucination created during years of drug abuse and trauma. The real killer is standing right in front of her. Her current husband. Years ago, he murdered Anna's abusive ex-husband because he wanted her for himself. Then he secretly hid the body inside the basement wall. That's why he never wanted to move. That's why he always made excuses. Because leaving the house would risk exposing everything. And recently, with all the strange events drawing attention to the basement, he became terrified that the secret would be discovered. His plan was simple. Drug Anna, wait until she was unconscious, move the body somewhere safer under the cover of darkness. But before he could do it, she caught him in the act. The truth shatters Anna completely. Everything she believed, everything she remembered, everything was a lie. Overwhelmed by terror and rage, she grabs the nearby metal bar, and without hesitation, she strikes, again, and again. Then she slowly turns toward the broken wall, and makes one final decision. Using the same hiding place, she stuffs her husband's body into the wall beside her ex-husband's remains. Now both men are buried together, forever the two husbands who destroyed her life, side by side. But after everything that's happened, Anna no longer sees a future for herself. She's exhausted, broken, consumed by guilt. Slowly, she picks up a knife and chooses to end her own life. Just like that, the house falls silent. When everything is over, only one person remains alive. John, the little boy at the center of the mystery. But strangely, he doesn't seem sad at all. Days later, John is seen sitting alone at the dining table. In front of him is a huge meal he prepared himself. The house is empty. No parents, no family, just him. Then he looks toward an empty chair across from him and casually asks, "So, Dad, what should we play today?" The room remains silent for a moment. Then, a nearby swing begins moving on its own, back and forth, as if someone invisible is sitting on it. John smiles immediately, as though he understands exactly what it means. Without hesitation, he runs outside and starts playing near the swing. And with that chilling final image, the movie comes to an end. But the real question remains. Was the house truly haunted? Was John's dead father still present? Or had the boy inherited something far darker than anyone ever realized? The film leaves that answer entirely up to the audience, and that's what makes the ending so disturbing.